Hey folks, I'm the Mysterious JG, and I'm Let's Playing Fallout New Vegas, and I have with me today a very special guest. This is somebody I've been waiting a long time for a chance to do some LP Together stuff with. Finally, the stars have aligned. I know you guys are going to be pleasantly surprised and very happy to announce that with me today is Bobo the Vulture. Although now Bobo's not talking.
I was waiting for their applause to die down.
Yes, well... and I'm not sure what I'm driving at with that joke, especially because you've actually previously talked on this LP, although it's a ways back.
Yeah.
It was back in the days of ECP telling us he was also a part-time race queen, over 100
Yeah.
videos ago at this point. But in fact, this is your triumphant return to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. Only this
I
time
miss
it's...
Easy Feed. You don't go talk to him anymore. You don't talk to Easy Feed anymore.
I could fast travel. I mean, if this wasn't... Honestly, the only thing stopping me from going and talking to him is that it's hardcore mode, so it actually would, like, involve my character getting hungrier and
tired.
thirstier from going to talk to ECP.
Yes.
But no, we're playing... This is actually live, folks. It's not him helping me
That's
with...
right. As you're watching this
post-commentary.
video right now,
Yes, it's happening now.
This is being played.
No, this is not... But what I mean is this is not post-commentary. It's just the Bobo's around, and we decided to play around with this.
Yeah.
So...
I enjoy it. I was telling him, and not as a knock, but out of all the series, I follow most of JG's series. This is the one that I actually like. Every time there's an episode, I'm like, oh, gotta make sure I watch that one. I get a little behind on some of the other ones.
It's like, yeah, it's like Final Fantasy. Oh, great!
Another
Wow, fantastic!
great, The Adventures of Space Australia. It's gonna be
Another half an hour of oh, he's changing formation amongst his guys who were essentially computer controlled.
Yeah. I did kind of like that. It was a recent video where you were saying like you were really stunned that it was sandbox mode. All of a sudden, oh my god!
Mhm.
And the preview image for it was the words "paradigm shift," which was like some in-combat thing that was happening, but you were
They really
switching to.
slap you in the face with how little control you have over what's going on with that paradigm shift mechanic.
I'm not sure what skill a weapon uses. Well, too bad.
At any rate, folks, last time it was just me without Bobo the Vulture, but I had
Whoa.
Arcade Cannon.
Arcade Cannon
keep me company.
changed.
Now, what is the last thing you saw? Bobo's been up to date with what's posted, but I've got
Last time
reserve.
I watched, the most recent episode that you had up was you just picked up Arcade Gannon for the second time,
Mhm.
for the time in which you were not planning on enslaving him.
Right. So I've already gotten the Legion ending.
You've already gotten the Legion ending.
So I probably just
You're
went talking
gonna
to the
start
boomers or some
working
crap.
for like basically you went to the boomers to talk
Okay.
to them again, and then you started talking to the ambassador once or
Okay,
twice.
close.
Last thing I saw was you were going to go. Whoa, Angela's a little forward there, isn't she? No, you were going to talk to
She's
the
got a cat forward
Kings.
design.
To
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we've dealt with the Kings. We
Oh
killed...
man, I missed the Kings again.
Well, I mean, you'll get to see it.
I'm thirsty for more Kings.
We had defeated... well,
See what I did down there,
I
folks?
killed...
I was gonna meet her in the bottom left.
Yes, I killed Mr. House again.
Yeah, okay.
I went to the Brotherhood of Steel bunker. I was ordered by the NCR, who are the good guys,
Yes.
to destroy the Brotherhood of Steel bunker and kill everyone within. But
You know,
instead,
if it were
I
pos-
talked to Sun Tzu
Yeah.
and negotiated a truce instead.
Yeah.
Which means I actually got NCR infamy for that, but it was considered a successful quest completion.
He was like,
Which means I'm
not gonna interfere in this battle with the NCR.
I think actually they said that they would help. But what I'm curious to see now is how that affects the actual ending, because it'll be the first ending I've gotten.
In which Sun Tzu isn't just like, we were all buried beneath the hills of the Mojave.
We're the
The remaining,
smoke.
yeah, pretty much.
But the last thing I did, and I rescued the president from Legion ninjas, the same way I did when I worked for Mr. House. And then I started trying to figure out why Arcade Gannon's quest wouldn't trigger. And I finally found out the answer. You remember how Arcade Gannon, and I talked to you about this,
Was a
on
little
camera, but-
twitchy.
a little twitchy about Eddie. Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was just being oh, that's kind of this amusing thing they're doing with, oh, it sure wouldn't be a problem if he was found at the bottom of a heap of junk on fire or whatever. But yeah, it turns out you really need to take the... Hi. It turns out you really need to take the hint and get Eddie to just take off, take a hike
Take
for a
off,
little
eh?
while, and go around and do stuff with Arcade Gannon without Eddie around. I'm pretty sure you guys saw the dialogue at the Energy, with the whatever they're called, the Teslas, or there's that weird black brother and sister who run an energy weapons store. It's been a long time since, other than me recently visiting
Yeah.
in a video you haven't seen, it's been a very long time since they popped up. But the band Graphs, I think they were called.
Yeah.
I popped up to their place again, and he talked, and now I need to go talk to this guy, and he will also talk.
No, he's also going to talk. So talk.
And what I am, because this is the thing, off camera, just to make sure it would actually work. So the folks who were watching my last video, there's a big disconnect for them. Now we are back at the NCR's base at McAllis Air Force Base, or whatever.
This is Dr. Douchebag over here.
Dr.
He's like,
Douchebag.
oh, well, we already agreed on your price. I don't
Like,
see
he
why
basically-
the fact that you nearly died.
Basically sent me to my desk, gave me no
Yes.
warning there was any danger. He's a
Yes?
douchebag.
Something else you needed?
I was just staring at this inoperable computer.
I have some questions.
Oh? What might those be?
What's your opinion of Williams?
Williams is an admirable researcher. If she wasn't, I'd have terminated her contract, and she'd be begging for work from my former employers.
Why didn't you always work? Well, you didn't always work for the OSI, which is like a Special Victims Unit or something, right?
No,
Special Criminal
no.
Investigation.
The OSI hasn't been around for very long. I received my training elsewhere.
So who did?
For the bombs, I might have studied at any number of colleges, universities.
I'm totally
Gave the
awesome,
man
you
a
know.
chance to advance himself, or so I've heard. But after the bombs, until a few years ago, anyone with half a brain had one choice: the followers of the apocalypse. Didn't matter if you agreed with them or not. You either played along or you were turned away.
And what do the followers believe?
Knowledge for knowledge's sake. A society of equals. They purport to be
They're a bunch of
intelligent
commies,
people,
basically.
and then they spout this old world dogma.
Doesn't sound like a good place for a person of ambition.
My ambition can't be stopped.
Enemy officer defeated.
Exactly right. Imagine what the followers could have accomplished if they were properly motivated, if they had a unified purpose. Those of us who
Carrot, not
founded the
stick.
OSI,
Or stick,
we
not
wanted to
carrot.
put our knowledge to work, and we have to some degree. But the execs at OSI
But it's only an
Central,
associate's degree,
they're
so-
still bound to the old ideas, society of equals and all that. There's still too little direction.
There's still too
If I
little
can make real
direction.
breakthroughs here, show the president what can be done when junior researchers are kept in line, kept focused on
I
tasks.
didn't get that, but that's okay.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be sitting in OSI Central in a few years' time, and there'll be no more coddling of free spirits like our friend Williams.
Roberta Williams of King's Quest fame. Guy's a douchebag. He really is.
Yes, goodbye.
Yes, I'm a douchebag.
Hildern is a good example of big picture obsession gone too far. At some
I'm
point,
still right
he was
here,
so
you know.
fixated on large-scale results that he lost the concept of the common good along the way.
Can't see the forest
It's
for the
an
douche,
inhumane
you
kind
might
of
say.
public service when
And believe
people with
me,
basic
I know a
resources
lot
they
about
need
not
become
being able to
members.
see anything.
He's wearing I got into combat armor and stuff.
Yeah.
I probably need to strip that off him because they...
Yes,
well,
sir.
Spoilers. Good thing there's still people like you around. Yeah, basically you have to butter them up.
Kind of you to say, but there are better people than me around here. I just hope the followers can make a difference in the long run.
In the long run.
I need to talk to you about something, if you have a minute.
Well, why didn't we just continue from... Yes, sure. We'll talk in front of Dr. Evil there. $1 million.
$1 million.
Any day now. Caesar's going to try to march across Hoover Dam and kick NCR out of the Mojave.
That's what
We're
we're
getting caught up
fighting
in
about.
something important out here. Hell, after how you handled Benny, you're practically right in the middle of all this. I know I'm just along for the ride, but it's made me think about the past and how I might be able to help out.
Well, you've given me like the better Stimpaks perk, right?
Right,
What are you
yeah.
talking about? Arcade? I'm not interested. This is just like that. Like you go to a lot of trouble to get him to offer this quest, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck you.
I wasn't always with the followers, or with the NCR. My late father was an officer in a group called the Enclave.
The Enclave.
America's pre-war government. Memories being short around here, not a whole lot of people remember them. But they did bad things. Terrorized communities, kidnapped people.
But it was for America.
Eventually someone stopped them.
My
I was
dog.
born a few years later at a military base on the
Oh, the adventures he
Let's go
had
Navarro.
throughout Fallout 2.
That's
Where did
right.
the Enclave go? What happened to Navarro? Hey, Navarro. Where did the Enclave go?
A lot of different places. I only know what I was told. Some of them were cut down by the NCR and the Brotherhood. Some of them went east. My mother never told me what happened to my father, but she and I went south with some others and integrated into the NCR. When the
Imaging
NCR
radar,
learned that Enclave personnel had integrated, we kept moving to the fringes. It's one of the reasons why I wound up out here.
And I wound up so fringy.
What happened to the Navarino or
After
whatever?
the Enclave's command structure fell apart, it was only a matter of time before Navarro was overrun by NCR forces. My mother and I left with some of the troopers from my father's old unit, the same people I've kept in contact with over the years. Anyone who didn't get out was killed by the NCR. Even some of the ones who escaped were eventually hunted down by the Brotherhood of Steel.
Where are you going with all this?
The Enclave did a lot of bad things, but there were good people at Navarro.
We killed
Good
them.
people with a lot of experience. Not many of them are alive anymore, but I think they can make a difference in the fight against Caesar.
They could help us out with their coffee coupons. Do you want them to help the NCR?
That's a hard question to answer. I know I don't want the Legion to take Hoover Dam. So militarily, yes, I want them to help NCR. If possible, I'd like to figure out a way to help the NCR win Hoover Dam without holding New Vegas.
Say no more. I'll do it.
Great. I'd like you to talk to the old-timers, the Remnants. I don't think I can convince them by myself. To them, I'm still a kid. But you're a big part of what's happening. When you talk to them, they'll understand how important this all is. I've kept in contact with them over the years, so I know where you can find them. But I doubt they'll open up to you unless I come along. I know I'm
They
not always
trust
the most
me
serious
as a
guy
kid,
around, but this means a lot to me. Thanks.
You can see it in my eyes. The sincerity.
Alright.
What? I mean, it's just really friggin' bizarre looking.
You wanted to take off the helmet. Would that make
No,
you happy?
no. I'm enjoying this. I don't see how it's a problem.
Alright, so anyway, I think ideally if I had figured out about this quest before committing to the different endings, this is something that plays in much better if you do like the you win Vegas for yourself ending. Although honestly, that ending to me just feels like you've handed it off to an unknown and evil AI in the form of Yes Man, but because they're not really that excited about Cannibal Johnson.
In the form of David Foley.
But they're not really that excited about helping the NCR. For Old Lang Syne.
Judah Kruger.
Daisy Whitman.
Daisy Whitman. Dr. Henry. The one I call Dr. Henry. You're the one I'm like a fit. All right.
Now, the one I was convinced was part of the Enclave Remnants was old lady, what's her name, with the junkyard. No, I was like completely wrong. She's not actually part of the quest at all.
Yeah.
But there's lots of other exciting, fun folks to talk to, like at Miguel's pawn shop. I don't think I ever even met this character. There's somebody in
How
a
can you
place that
fast
we never
travel
even
there?
explored. What?
You can fast travel there without even,
Yeah, because I've been, well, no, I've been to Miguel's pawn shop. I discovered it on
Yeah.
the map. I just didn't go in and start
Well, I
asking
guess
questions. And
that would be a quick and easy, oh,
oh, maybe it is in Novak. Oh no, the lady who runs the hotel is part of the Enclave. I think she said.
Speaking of
something
which,
about-
wasn't there a quest in Novak where you're supposed to investigate a murder and then...
I never figured out what I was supposed to do. Because
Yeah.
that guy, because that's the guy, the sniper up in the tower is one of the companions you can get. And I
Yeah.
kind of, I know I've missed a bunch of companions, so it's always nice to head back to Novak. Especially we could get some
I was about to say, like, if you
Food
want to
and
get new
drink here.
gear for,
who.
although, personally, I'm okay with the,
I mean, I gave him that gear. That's the best gear I have. He's allowed to wear. He's not allowed to wear.
he
power
can't wear
armor.
power armor.
Well, the power armor I've got that I'm not wearing is Brotherhood, so it's like faction power armor, which
Right, and I guess
creates issues.
he doesn't have power armor training, so it would have to be some of that NCR power armor that you don't need power armor training.
I believe later in the game he may be able to wear Enclave power armor. I'm not sure. I don't know.
They were just a kid. They showed me how to wear their power armor, but I'm just a kid to them.
Okay, so I want to go to
You
Boone's
want to go to
room.
Boone's Farm Apple
So
Wine?
how the hell do I get over there? Ranger Andy.
Andy?
Howdy, folks. I'm Ranger Andy.
That's Gerald Briscoe's room. That is the Dino.
Yeah, it's the Dino Delight, whatever that's. Okay, the Dino Bite. Dino Bite! This might be easier during the day. I'm having a real hard time seeing the screen. For
You
some
could
reason.
go take a nap. You're at your house.
It's true. The Dino Delay front desk.
What?
I mean, I could. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
going
You're not going to,
No,
but you
I
could. There's someone with a tail walking around. What?
That was a Brahmin.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to tell that much.
Had a lot of back stuff on it. I thought it was as tall as a man. Just fast travel to that hotel room.
Well, you can't fast travel to stuff on a local map.
Oh, okay.
That's not how it works.
And I think you have to get back in within this enclave to.
Yes, within this enclave of hotel rooms. The no back.
Yeah, I think it's all the way back, and on the left.
Back and to the left.
I don't know that it's on the second floor, but it might be. That one hotel room, you can't go in there. That's bad.
Well, there's probably somebody who actually is using that room.
Yes. I just like the it's okay to bust into random hotel rooms
Yes,
as long
that's
as
fine.
yeah. Oh, Boone's room. Don't go in there, you'll lose karma.
I don't get that, but is that...
Oh no, it's the next one along anyway. There's another hotel room. What?
Okay, I'm confused now. Well, it's not supposed to go into Boone. Well, let's see what happens if you go in anyway.
Oh no.
He starts firing at us all. Load a quick save or something. He's probably not even in here. Yeah, that's why it's bad to come in here, because you can steal stuff and he's not around. But it would appear that I don't see any Enclave members in here, so let's go.
Oh man, that's what they want you to believe. Don't leave through this door. It's bad for your karma. Maybe
Enclave members
maybe
in the dumpster.
Yeah. Maybe you have to walk past this rock structure here. I could go into this hotel room. Enlist with the Justice League. Do it.
Become Wonder Woman.
Enlist with Wonder Woman. Oh, there's
You
Daisy
hear
right
there was
there.
some kind of shoot-up? Your travels been going all right?
Did you hear that? Our kid asked me to find you. I'm reuniting. I'm putting the band back together, man.
Told you everything about us, did he? Well, it's been a while since I've had my hands on the controls of a vertibird. There's a chance I could crash us in the middle of Lake Mead. That place seems to attract aircraft for some reason.
Must be its
But
sexy
if I
ass.
get one more chance to fly, count me in. I'll be there. My part of the passphrase is dear.
As in, dear God, we're going to die if I'm allowed to pilot the vertibird.
Apparently.
How did you like flying vertibirds for the Enclave? It was great. I got to kill the racially impure.
I was never happier than when I was in the
That's basically
cockpit.
what the Enclave's about.
I was
Oh,
able
for
to go
chickens.
just about anywhere and everywhere,
Well, not racially
limited
impure,
only by the fuel I
radioactively
could
impure.
carry. There were more than a few missions where I took the scenic route home just so I could stay in the air. Caught hell for it every time, but worth it. Some of the
I was
things we
also a
did were
part-time racing
questionable.
queen.
I know. That's just how it was back then. Figure I've done enough good to make up for any sins, anyhow.
I only killed a couple of dozen settlers that were considered to be not human.
Catan.
Watch your six out there.
Break. Good, buddy. About 6, I mean 6-incher. Oh, no, that's not what you mean.
I was thinking maybe it wasn't.
Since my mother died, Daisy's been the only woman in my life. She was the only other woman close to my father, too. She flew him out on
see.
over a dozen missions, including his last. I've always been close to Daisy. There have been some good men along
My
the
heroes
way,
have always been
but
cowboys.
Lovers make poor confidants. Daisy never had children of her own, so she was always there to listen. Being in the Enclave didn't mean much to her. She just loved to fly.
And it showed.
It broke her heart to be grounded.
Yep.
As screwed up as it sounds, at least she was a part of something. Granted, it was something admittedly pretty bad, but it was something. If you spent the first half of your life flying Enclave troopers in a vertibird, I suppose picking over pre-war rocket parts doesn't quite compare.
Yeah, well, I never got to do either, so shut up. I'd love to pick over pre-war rocket parts.
So, you gonna stop at your house while you're here, or are you just gonna move on?
I guess I could just to sleep, but...
Well, I didn't know whether or not you might
I
have
think
wanted to drop off some parts or pick up some ammo. All right.
Fairly recent, yeah. No, I mean, you don't know this, but I fairly recently was back here because of,
Okay.
I think I stopped here on my way to go, to Fort McCarran, Camp McCarran, but I'm not positive on that.
Fort McCamp.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning, it's,
You could just sleep for a couple hours.
yeah. Wake me up when it's time to gather the Enclave, sweet America. I'm probably okay for aid. Yeah, I got like 21 dirty waters. I love that dirty water.
Well, I mean, clearly. Boston, you're my home.
So it would appear that I've...
You got a lot of,
Yeah,
some
30
drugs
dogs.
hanging out.
I think I packed with the intention of not needing to,
Ever return?
well, possibly, yeah. Oh, that's right, this one actually has rads, I forgot.
Yeah, it's actually, like, more irradiated than most water.
Novak, you suck.
What?
Novak, you suck.
Oh.
I
thought you said Novak suck it.
I
Which is essentially the same
Yeah.
thing, but just
I
somehow.
probably really should move my gear from here to New Vegas, since that's where my actual
stuff. But
well, that's where my companions now go.
That's such a hike.
So I think this old guy is like there's some weird old musician I wandered around in the woods that I ran into. I think that turns out to be part of the Enclave.
Some weird old musician.
Well, it's like some kind of
wandering
blues. He's like a
Yeah.
blues man. Yeah.
This is the legend of the weird old musician wandering around in the woods.
Great. Its head just kind of floated there. I don't even know if I got to kill that thing before.
The golden geckos are just entirely too jolly looking.
They do look like they're just
like,
delighted to kill you. Alright, so... Actually, let me reload.
Reload. So are you conserving your sniper rifle armor or stuff at this point, or just?
Suppose not, but I
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I just ran into guys who were just like fast travel. Oh look, fast traveled into the middle of a huge group.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I mean, it makes
game.
no difference to me. I just noticed that you had it said it had been your trusty default weapon, and you had not. You
Cannibal
found
Johnson's
Cannibal
Cave.
Cave. You found Cannibal Corpse.
I did not realize that there's Cannibal Cave here, so this is not the musician guy I met before.
Well,
And
I mean, it could be. It could be Cannibal Musician. Blues man, he feasting on the human flesh. We're gonna find out.
that wanna eat a young woman from Toronto. Particularly wants the taste of someone from Toronto.
Hey, you know, sometimes traps.
Just as a warning, my covert bandaging skills are a little rusty.
Traps.
Gonna make it extra irritating to come in here, aren't you? Maybe that was it. Did I even take... I guess I took damage from it.
You did. There's a chunk of your life that is... Make some delightful little meats. No, I guess you can't. Or no, never mind, you can't. The dog's meat, have you seen it?
Well, I've been detected, so he knows I'm here. He's watching me step on his bear trap, then cook some delicious steaks.
This is like, oh great, we'll save some for me, buddy. Don't you go changing.
Interesting characters. Guy's like, well, make some human steaks and we'll have something going.
Oh yeah, it's like...
Omernas? The ones that run Gamora. Someone killed them. Well, it's about damn time. What took you... Oh,
Oh.
I've been in the Reaper's shadow for a long time now. And I thought he'd finally showed up to collect. He's just mocking me now.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Prepare to die. Okay, Dad's been together. All the remaining members of the Enclave in Mojave.
Thought I recognized the fellow with you. So what's this reunion all about then?
I don't know.
Birthday
Something
party.
Sephiroth wanted to do.
Sephiroth?
Sephiroth.
Oh.
Snail about the
Birthday party reunion? Yeah. Thinks your experience technology will help resolve the conflict.
Well, now there's an interesting idea. Do a bit of good before we're all dead and forgotten. You can count me in. Oh, and in case Arcade forgot to mention it, there's a 5-word passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My word is old. Appropriate, huh?
It's Lalilulelo.
If I had to
So-
pick anyone who didn't belong in the Enclave, it would definitely be John.
I'm right
He
here.
hated what the Enclave was doing. Day to
Not
day,
winning.
week to week, he would question orders, subvert mission objectives, do anything he could to serve without serving. It's amazing he was never court-martialed. He always had good things to say about my father. Said I was like him in a lot of ways. I wish I knew.
Apparently
wish
you
I
and your
could see
father
it.
were both gay. I don't know. Wish I could see. Interesting. Why would you worry about it? You don't have to be your father. I'm sure your father would be proud.
I wonder if he would. It's pointless, I know, but sometimes I wonder what he wanted me to be. Maybe being a doctor in the middle of Nevada wasn't exactly what he had in mind for his little boy.
Probably wanted you to be a doctor or a
Papa
lawyer or
Cannons,
such.
baby boy, just got broken in half.
What brings you around this time?
I want you to leave so I can steal your mole rat wonder meat. Tell me about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Are you a race queen?
Huh. I'm not saying. It's part of my mystique, after all.
So no. Sounds like there's an interesting story behind eating human flesh.
The truth of it is that I did cut out a raider's heart, but only took a bite to mess with his buddies. They had me surrounded, and I went with the first thing that came to mind. Some ran, and the rest were startled just long enough.
Experience. Hey, I actually leveled from learning about cannibalism.
So there you
Living
go.
by yourself.
Sure do. Had a wife for a while.
I sure do.
Tribal girl. Really pretty eyes. But she's been gone a long time now.
She had a tribal tattoo. I mean, I figured she was tribal. She had one of those tattoos just above her butt. Welcome to
Oh,
the
what do I
next
wanna
level.
up now? I guess I'd been gonna max out sneak so that I didn't have to worry about it anymore, but medicine keeps coming up for plot stuff where I don't have high enough medicine.
Although you're not going to try and save Caesar now.
No, but you never know.
That's true. Maybe one of these really old people will be
Dying. Who knows?
dying. Also, I don't know if you're ever planning on going around to doing Jonestown again. It might help to have high medicine skill to be able to research.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm
brain
definitely
chemistries.
those oddball. I mean, I'm maxing out sneak just because it's one where I'm never gonna remember to actually use a sneak magazine or whatever.
Sneaking daily.
I got another. Just need to look for something that I'm sure I figured this out previously in my Legion run. I just had to figure out what the heck I was gonna use. Probably it was Nerves of Steel, regenerate action points fast.
Could be.
Oh, these are pretty lame. Better criticals is always good.
Good percent damage bonus. You're doing a lot of, like, I mean, a lot of times your criticals are fatal anymore.
Yeah, usually they are. This would basically mean that they're always fatal. Nerd Rage. Math Wrath or...
Basically, yeah, it's a matter
Steel.
of which of these particular VATS-related skills you think would be more useful.
It says that one is much more quickly. I don't know if that's really true. This one, this one's actually can be quite useful when you're,
Carrying around lots of ammo.
yeah, when you're just, you're doing the hardcore play. But I'm close to the end of the game now. It's like I've gotten this far, suddenly having my weight penalties reduced would be silly. Ah, screw it, I'll just go with that. Or I could go with Lady Killer so I could stop being homosexual and become bisexual.
And I guess that's true.
Well, you know, I was interested in hearing more from this guy, but, yeah. Enclave Footlocker. Oh, that could have some really neat stuff in it, but as long as he's staring at me, it's like I'm kind of not free to just take a shit, I don't think. I suppose you could kill him.
What brings you around this time?
Not like you're eager to die.
There's a twitch in my trigger finger. I've lost my eagle eyes, and the other day I could have sworn I heard Sergeant Dornan chewing me out. I'm
Bob
old,
Dornan?
and I'm starting to feel it. It's not pleasant, especially when you know your mind's slipping away. And we all
Actually,
gotta go
mine
somewhere.
isn't.
But I was hoping for something a little more heroic.
Who's Sergeant Dornan?
He was a drill instructor I knew. He was also the meanest bastard I've ever known.
But he
Once
loved
he caught
listening
this
to
private out of
President Malcolm
uniform,
McDowell.
and old Dornan went off on the most ear-blistering rant known to man. It was inspiring.
Yeah, that's enough. So I'm not sure what good it would do you to find this guy before the Enclave quest, but I say.
Maybe he'd try to kill you. Be like, what are you doing in my cave?
I'll
Maybe you It doesn't seem that unreasonable that if
Well, he does have a bear trap
post-apocalyptic
out front,
land, he sets his traps in his home, and that he might not.
What I
be
want to know
interested
is
in
how do you find out that his name is Cannibal Johnson and ask him about it? It's because, of course, when you hover your icon,
Also,
it's
Arcade
labeled as-
Cannon is there. He probably
Yeah,
is
but I
aware
think
he's called Cannibal.
it's the location is still called Cannibal Johnson's cave.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true. That is also true. So, yeah, probably in one of these lovely
I think this is where
little
the
brown houses
I
for you
was
and me.
sure one of these guys is some kind of jazz musician / Enclave guy.
Oh, maybe this is Jazz Man Jazz House over here.
He likes the jazzercise.
Oh,
No, I think I was just like crazy, and it was a random encounter that happens that has nothing to do with the Enclave.
I got them. I lost my dog, Honey Bruise. Hey, by the way,
Looks like I forgot to lock the doors again. If you're with the NCR, get out. This place is mine, and I'm not leaving.
That is great hair, buddy. Do you have something against the NCR, Mr. Romero? What are you doing out here?
I don't do anything. I'm retired.
What did you do before you
I was a
retired?
soldier. Why do you even care? I came out here to forget about the past, so quit bringing it up.
What were you trying to forget? I do not know. I have forgotten.
In a while, Arcade. So, what's the point of all this? Can't find any younger mercenaries?
Well, but yeah, you're practically a baby.
Sure, best level of tech would be useful. Anyone else running with the equipment and expertise? I never said anything about paying you.
Is that right? The million-dollar question is, who exactly are we settling? I wouldn't mind cutting down a few platoons of NCR troopers with my old Gatling laser. Oh, I'll come. But depending on the plan, I might not be staying. Keep that in mind. Arcade might have mentioned there's a passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My part
He
is
actually
remember.
didn't, but all of you have said, remember. I've said, you have something against the NCR.
Like you wouldn't believe.
What caused you to
The
change so much?
NCR makes a habit out of wrecking homes. I
Oh,
came out
man,
here to
they
get away from them.
break up people's
Didn't work out
marriages.
so well. Next thing I know, I'm squatting in their land. Never mind that I already been living here for years.
So I'm totally gonna work with the Legion because the NCR are like kicking people out of their homes.
What's up? Oh, I guess
Nothing.
we
Moreno
leave
took the fall
here.
of the
Oh,
Enclave
no.
hard. He never questioned his orders, never questioned the legitimacy of what the Enclave was doing. To him,
Yes.
it was all one unbroken chain, from Washington to Richardson. When we left Navarro,
Hey,
I remember looking up at Moreno. He said, "Kiss America goodbye, boys." When we left the Enclave behind, the love in him burned itself out. Now there's just a bitter old man left.
At least that's the way I see it. Don't be too hard on him. It's part of who he is.
I suppose you're right. When you're part of something for that long, maybe it's impossible to let go without losing part of yourself. Moreno may be a stubborn son of a bitch, but at least he's loyal.
Now you're messing with a stubborn son of a bitch.
Now you're messing with a whole runner.
I mean, absolutely, that's what you're doing. Alright, time for the pawn shop, yeah?
There's only 2 left.
Yeah, 2 left.
I need to consider removing, well, I might want to get the gear off of Ganon, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh, anytime, so.
What do you think about ending the video?
Well, I mean, sounds like you got a lot on your mind.
Yeah, well, I think I still have to gather all the Enclave members before I call it a video, but...
That Mr. House who lorded over the Strip is dead. Good riddance, I say.
Is what I see.
Sticking around for the attractions?
Like me.
Hello, Arcade. Making some new friends, are
He
you?
stares directly at
Why
me
the
while
need
saying,
for a
"Hello,
bunch of old
Arcade."
war horses like us.
Arcade, you want to answer him, or no? Give me the element of surprise.
Swooping in on a vertibird, guns blazing? Haven't done that in years, but all right, I'm in.
They don't
None of
take
this
that much
means a thing if
convincing
the
once
rest of the
you...
group doesn't show up.
Well, in theory, don't you have,
and
like...
you'll need my
I have
80
100 speech,
yeah.
or 80 speech, yeah.
Navarro.
Remember dear old Navarro, or whatever?
Uh-huh.
I really should be asking them these questions, but I'm just kind of... It is gradually, over the course of 100 videos, I've lost all patience for non-quest driving background detail. No, I mean, it's like... There's that whole thing where I went into the vault that was a hotel, and I'm just like, no, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. You might lead me towards some optional quest that isn't part of the main story.
Judah Krieger
It's a complete
is the
one.
glue
Whoa.
that's
Whoa.
held us all together over the years, and with good reason.
Stare
Anyone
intensely
who
at my
condemns
Adam's
Moreno
apple.
and Johnson in the same
I
night
am
that
a
son of
male.
Fragged is one hell of a leader. Krieger was polite
Look
and kind.
at my
but never
lips.
won.
Use plenty of lip
always did his
and
best to make
tongue
me feel welcome.
action.
I think he did it out of a sense of loyalty
Do I please
to my
you?
father. Loyalty means a lot to Judah. Not loyalty to the Enclave, or even the ideals they fought for,
Okay,
but to the
stop,
people
please.
who served with him.
Get your lips out of my face.
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell that I was this close to you.
Sometimes I wonder how much of my father they see in me. They went through a lot together, but my family went through it too. I'm glad they've watched out for me all these years. Maybe someday I can return.
I, personally, am limited only to a sense of taste.
I was kind of waiting for that to zoom out because I knew what I was going to see. He's basically just like tried to get the crop of that shot there.
Something
to
on
be...
your mind?
What's the story with
No
Keane?
problem.
What's the story with Bill Keane?
Smart, charismatic, hell of a mean streak.
Charismatic?
Doesn't care for humans, prefers fighting them to talking. He's got a lot of pull with Nightkin, though. He talks, they listen. Was hoping he could draw the Nightkin to Jacobstown. Keane is saner than most, but I know he's thinking of going his own way again. He's aggressive, impatient, can't stand sitting around.
Why does Keane want to leave?
Because of a promise, one I haven't been able to keep. The Nightkin all suffer from schizophrenia. It's the stealth boys they use, or used to use. Nightkin have a hard time being seen like normal folks. Can't stand it.
It's
A
because
few
of their
already
Klingon
left to
head
try and
ridges.
find more stealth boys. Miserable situation. They either stay here and suffer, or dig up stealth boys and lose their minds. Not much of a choice.
What happened to
That
Keane?
happens, there's a good chance other Nightkin will follow. It'll make it hard to get a cure
Footsteps.
to them.
Well,
Worse.
I'd like to cure them.
If
Maple
Keane
spoke
and the
them.
Nightkin tear up the Mojave hunting for stealth boys, people are gonna get killed. Most humans can't tell the difference between mutants. Might come here looking for payback.
oh, wait, have we met?
Yeah, this is the...
See.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. This thing. Good one.
That's like saying Caesar and Kimball would listen to each other. Nightkin don't have a lot of trust for others, mutants included.
Your ignorance amuses me, human.
Alright, alright, alright.
Yeah. So here we go. Jacobstown, they got little pine trees all over the place. It's very lovely.
I
sort
hope
of.
it will snow later.
Me too, buddy.
I hope it will snow later.
I've got a slightly English accent, mate. Look, some of the super mutants weren't from around here.
You don't come around here no more. This is a nice old building they got here.
That's the thing. I kind of like this whole Jacobstown setup.
They
I
got
would
kinda like
totally
a-
go here and hang out with the super mutants.
Great Wolf Lodge kind of thing going, you know. Great Wolf. Great Father, please get me coupons for discount stay. Seems like every
dude
time
over
I go
here, right?
anywhere, I have to turn the Pip-Boy light back.
Interior of a building, yeah.
Is there something else I can do for
Direct
you?
contact hand free.
Okay, again, it has me together all the former members of the Enclave in the Mojave.
You must have something important in mind. I'm willing to go to this little reunion, but my work here isn't complete. Help
Fine,
me
then
get my
don't die.
research to a stage where I can hand it over to my assistant, Calamity, and then ask me
It's
about
a
this again.
calamity. Yeah, well, so we have to do the Jacobstown quest, apparently.
Yeah, well, we're debating whether to do this, but I guess the decision's been made for us, folks. So, when we come back, I'll save over the Gamora files. No problem. When we come back, folks, I guess...
you mean I should just kill this guy? Okay.
But I'm going to come back and we're going to do the Jacobstown quest, so we'll stop having Worf chew us out during the ending scene for not having helped the Nightkin, which I believe that means I'll have to ask Arcade to take a little breather and take this other character with us. I think that's optional, but we'll see about that next time. And Bobo, will you be joining me next time for more exciting Fallout New Vegas?
Yes, I believe I will.
I believe he will too, folks. So we'll be back for that next time. Thanks for watching.